This week reinforced two lessons. Not everything goes according to plan, and sometimes your timing can be pretty terrible. So the next stage of this build is to frame the walls, run electric, and install insulation. The only problem with the timing of all this and the timing of this build is also the timing of a freaking global pandemic. Makes getting gear just a little bit trickier. We're trying to balance this project with also being socially responsible, both for ourselves and everyone else. We need something called a rivet nut tool to install rivet nuts in the frame of the van. That way we don't put any extra holes in anything. We don't want more rust. Might as well just use the existing holes that are there. We ordered it online, along with a bunch of rivet nuts. That stuff should be here in a couple days. So today I'm taping off the location of the bed, couch, and kitchenette. This will give me the idea of where everything's gonna be, but more importantly, we're actually taking the van to a guy named Alex at a place called Carolina Tiny in South Carolina. Reason why is we're gonna have him run all the electric, install the AC, and install the vent fan, batteries, inverter, converter, shore power, all that jazz. I don't know anything about electric, and the idea of sawing into the top of my van kind of scares the crap out of me. So we figure we can just offload that onto him, and it'll save me a pretty massive headache. So let's tape out our van because he needs to know that, plus it'll just be pretty nice to actually see where everything's gonna be. So this is the rough outline. I'm standing in the bed, that'll be couch, that'll be kitchenette. We'll probably go a little wider on the kitchenette because that looks a little skimpy. We got a lot of leg room here. Yeah, outside of that, it's just waiting on the parts. Well, the rain finally moved out, thankfully. But better than that, all of our rivet nuts and our little rivet nut tool came in. Need to find out how to actually work this thing. I'm reading the instructions, listen to these. Open the handle, pull pumping rod pumping, nut put in front of rivet pole, push rod, can complete nut loading. What? Step 2. Insert the riveter into the hole after putting the nut in the stem. That makes sense. Step number 3. After packed nut, insert rivet hole and close the handle, nut riveting in position. Bit confused there. 4. Ooh, this is the best one. After putting in place the rivet nut riveting, just smoked pull rod, cane exit the rivet nut. What? I guess I'll just wing it and see what happens. Open this, pull that, screw this here. Well, work like a charm. That is like in there. That is freaking awesome. Let me get to the rest of them then. Remember how I said not everything goes according to plan? Well, this was just the start of that. The first batch of rivet nuts went in great, but the second batch, the smaller ones, was a different story. Shit. I broke one attachment, and then after tracking down other rivet nuts to match a different size attachment, I realized that rivet nuts are actually a huge pain in my ass. Today has been an absolute clusterfuck. Today has been an absolute shit show. Stripped the rivet nuts out of this piece. I stripped several rivet nuts out of up here, and on top of that I could not get the holes exactly lined up. I cannot figure out how to get them lined up. My plan of not drilling into the van was gone. Such is life. Plans change. So let's move on. Let's finish this frame job. Sometimes a day or a project might start pretty crappy and end pretty great because the framing on the big white van here is officially done. Next step, electric. So tomorrow we head to North Carolina. We are being extra cautious on this trip. It's just straight there, straight back, all in one day. Absolutely no public contact whatsoever. The only place that we will be stopping is a gas station. We're using hand sanitizer before and after we touch the pump. Like I said, just extra precaution. We don't even want to be within 10 feet of another person, let alone 6. But I'll tell you, it didn't hit me when we bought the van. It didn't really hit me when I put the floors in. But now that everything's framed, and we have everything taped off where everything else is gonna go, and I'm driving in it, it's hitting me. We're doing this, making this happen. And it's just exciting to see like the beginning stages of another project and another big dream of ours coming together. It's really awesome. It just sucks that we won't have the van back for the next several weeks. But Alex, the guy at Carolina Tiny, has a lot of work to do with our van and several others, and we're just really excited to see the next stage of it. Goodbye, big white van. We will see you the next time we see you, possibly a month or so. Hey, if you want to see the actual step-by-step process I took in more detail, check the description below. Also, if you like this video, show me by hitting the like button. Subscribe for more content and to see me make more of an absolute fool of myself.